The first project we're going to tour today is a very old home located in Minneapolis. And what their challenge was is they had one bathroom, like many old homes, that everybody used. And it was really a smaller bathroom, a typical, small Tudor type home. It was an upstairs bathroom, and they were really looking for more space. They were also looking for an updated look. You'll see in the before pictures, it was pretty dated and had some interesting features in it. And they wanted all of the modern day functions that the new large bathrooms have. So that's kind of what they were looking for. Over to Jamie.
Great. So I'm going to give you guys a peek here at what this house looked like before we remodeled it. On the left, you'll see a floor plan of the second story of the home. There were a couple bedrooms, including the master on that upper level, as long as with that small bathroom Jennifer was describing. As most of these older homes are, the half story upstairs, so you come up that narrow staircase and come down that long hallway. It isn't really very welcoming and really made the space feel quite confined. So the solution that we ended up with for this bathroom actually involved a little bit more than just the bathroom itself. We actually did a little bit of an addition to gain them some more square footage as well. So it's really a fun floor plan to take a look at. In this before photo here, this little brown dormer that you see is where the existing bathroom exists. So we are going to expand that to get that extra square footage I was mentioning. So here's a couple photos of the space. Again, here's that staircase coming up in that long hallway down toward the bedrooms. The bathroom door is actually inside the bedroom, and this just goes into that, kind of angled small attic storage that I'm sure some of you are familiar with in these older homes. One feature I do want to mention in this photo is this light fixture. The homeowners really found this at an architectural antiques showroom years before we started talking about this remodel, and it was really something they wanted to keep and be able to incorporate in the new space. And I will show you just exactly where we did that when we are taking a look at the after photos. So next, this photo here is taken in that master bedroom space. So, take note of this age and style of home. There aren't full height ceilings everywhere. We've got multiple roof lines to deal with, changing ceiling heights. All of these things are things that we pay a lot of attention to on the front end when planning for a remodel. And it's really important when remodeling to take these things into consideration too, to make sure that the new space ties in with the old space and doesn't just look like a new something stuck onto the old house. I think we've all seen, excuse me, I think we've all seen remodels that look like that, and you can tell right away that the remodel was done there, and we definitely don't want to be part of that crowd. So now into the bathroom itself. The photos are a little bit limiting because the space, well, is also limiting. So, small vanity, looks like something somebody threw in the 80s, and some honey oak, and to update it then, but the homeowners now are definitely ready for something a little bit swankier and a little bit more their style. The bathtub and showering space here you'll see was very iffy at best. They had a small tub like lots of us have in our homes with this very cluttered storage space and very unique shower curtain rod. And of course, then over here, you'll see that kind of dated tile and color scheme. Looks like there's a nice random light switch behind the toilet. I'm sure that was very functional. But one thing I will notice, or have you notice, is there is an existing skylight in the space, and that really was a great feature for these homeowners. They definitely wanted to keep that in the new plan, but really make it feel purposeful and like a feature, and not just, they don't want it to feel like an afterthought. Let's put it that way. So that brings us to the final plan that we decided on. And the and some pictures of the outside once the project was complete. So as you can kind of see here, the new addition actually doubled the size of, well, more than doubled really, the size of that space on that side of the house. So they gained this really quaint study area with a nice wide opening. So as you come up those stairs, you're really greeted in this open, cozy space. It really feels so much more welcoming than the tiny hallway that it was before. And then the bathroom itself is quite spacious. So the entrance remains in through that master bedroom, and the toilet actually stayed in the same position as well. When working in a second story, the relocation of the toilet is often the most challenging part. It doesn't necessarily equate to a ton of money. A lot of times it might equate to some more labor, which isn't free, but really, really efficient to keep that toilet in the same location in this particular home and floor plan. A nice spacious bathtub stays in a similar position down on this end of the floor plan. And then we've got a new expansive vanity, 2 sinks, tons of counter space, a little seated area, and then of course a custom walk-in shower up here at the top. Before I move on to the next slide, I do want to just point out too, this is a view of that new added space from the back of the house. So that really gives you a good idea of how big that new addition is on this project.
So one of the other items on the exterior there, just to note, is it previously had been wood siding, and it really stood out as something that had been added on to that house. And so we took the opportunity to stucco that and match in with the original house and just tie it in a lot nicer than it had been previously.
Yes, absolutely. By adding that gable to the shed dormer as well, really dresses it up and makes it feel like it was part of the original architecture.
So many times, guys, just how challenging it can be to bring that home to a period appropriate look. I think this is a really good example where trim details of the exterior roof lines, all of those things have been brought together to just kind of complement the existing house and look like it was always there. Great job.
We'll see in a minute that we did that as well on the interior, instead of that, as Jamie noted, that oak and kind of a completely different period of finishes than the original house. It kind of goes back to its original charm.
Yes, absolutely. Let's take a look. Okay, so we're going to kind of just start at the beginning here. If you were to come right up that staircase, here we are at the top of the steps, and this is that charming little study nook area that I was describing to you. We did a nice soft curved opening, very, very typical style of arched opening for this age of home. You'll see in different, types of architecture and different ages, different styles of this, the way it evolved, but this is very appropriate for this home. Again, on that new wide window, getting tons of daylight. We used beautiful crown molding at the top and a nice wide windowsill. Again, really making it feel like it fits right in naturally to the existing home. Again, here's that light fixture making its appearance again. Here it was before, and now it's all lit up in the photo, so it looks a little bit different in the space, but really nice to be able to reuse that great piece. As we move into that new bathroom space here, you will see what a massive change this really is. The space is, if nothing else, just expansive. The whole family could fit in here. Bath time in the evening would be a breeze because there's room for everybody in this one bathroom. The wide vanity here with the seat offers a great spot for makeup or, doing your little girl's hair in the morning. Custom built-in shelves here really take advantage of every inch available. Creates a really cute display space, but also a nice spot to make sure you have your bath towel when climbing into that nice big soaker tub. If you take a look down here in the corner, you will see the vanity. While the cabinetry continues, it actually transitions into a nice seated bench over here. Again, really imagine the space for a family with a couple of young kids at home. That's who these homeowners are. So really created a great area for them. By installing a tile wainscot throughout here too, it really is going to make these walls stand the test of time. With kids and lots of moisture, it's really nice to have that really durable, cleanable surface, as opposed to having a drywall wall that might be affected by moisture or get dinged up over time. So here's a couple more detailed views for you guys to take a look at. The materials that we chose in this particular project were very intentional as well. You'll see the natural stone countertops. And don't be afraid of the word natural stone in this case. Granite and quartz are going to perform just the same on a bathroom or kitchen countertop, so no need to fear the maintenance that might be required with a natural stone top. It really kind of gives that really kind of transitional, but with a nod to the traditional style in this particular home. And then by doing a mosaic tile throughout the space that has a little bit of sparkle with the glass tile and some iridescent color paired with that natural stone, really kind of ties everything together and brings it into the 21st century. Let's see. All of your smiling faces are hiding the pictures on my slide, so I'm going to move you around just a little bit. So then down here at the bottom, you will see this beautiful custom tiled shower that was installed in this space. For simplicity's sake, it doesn't have a sliding door or a hinge door. It simply has just a glass panel to keep the water contained. These particular photos don't show it really great, but you can see just the edge of it here. And what this does is it just makes a really easy in and out. Again, imagine bathing kids, right? Whether they're in the bathtub or the shower, you want everything to be as cut and dry as possible. Custom niches provide tons of storage, a couple of hooks for washcloths or loofahs. And then the last feature I want to point out is something almost all of my clients ask for these days, and that is just this little ledge right here, which is just enough to rest your toe for shaving your legs. So this is just a really simple little convenience that we are incorporating in almost all of our showers these days. You guys have any questions about anything? Am I going too fast? You keeping up?
Yep.
Go ahead. All right, so here's a few more photos. Again, in this great picture here, you know, kind of from the opposite corner of this space, you'll see that beautiful skylight. So we kind of took off some of that dated trim, fresh ceiling, and put the new soaking bathtub right underneath it. So it really feels purposeful. If you're, you know, after a long day, you want to take that relaxing soaking bath, you could do it right underneath the stars if you so choose. Although in Minneapolis, I don't know how many stars you could see at night. Again, you know, notice that all this counter space is so great. And we even tucked another little built-in cabinet around this corner here. Just a little medicine cabinet over here, great for little small bottles and toiletry. And that's just around the corner, of course, from our great towel cabinet. One more feature I do want to mention that we do more and more often in both showers and bathtub settings is this handheld shower portion of the tub filler. I joke when I'm doing selections with bathroom clients all the time that it's all about cleaning. What is easiest to clean? And these handheld showers are so valuable. Just to be able to, you know, rinse your hair or your kid's hair, wash your dog, rinse that tub out from, you know, front to back. It is the best convenience I can think of. So if and when you do that bathroom remodel, don't forget the handheld.
Good advice.
Yes, both Jen and I are our die-hard handheld shower fans. So I'm going to turn it over to you guys. If you have any questions for me or want me to go back to any views, please let me know.
Was the window over, you know, how the little bench area?
Yes. Excellent question.
Was that new?
This is
really nice. Yes, yes.
So the previous little bathroom dormer was, you know, about, oh, I'm going the wrong direction. Bear with me. So the original bathroom was just right about in this portion of the bathroom here. And there was a small window right in the middle. So that one was eliminated, but then you're exactly right. This nice wide transom was added to, you know, keep that natural light, and up at that height, it still offers a nice amount of privacy.
Yeah, I like that a lot.
Yeah, so it's very pretty.
So the wall that you see behind the toilet, just on the right-hand side of that upper photo, that was the previous wall of the bathroom. There, that was the size of that area. I think Jamie had mentioned like that toilet was in the same location. And I'd also point out we moved the switches over. So you didn't have to reach over the toilet to get to it anymore.
Yeah. Excellent point, Sean.
Yeah, a little more convenient, and a couple more switches. You know, that lighting control is really important in all projects nowadays, even bathrooms. So there's usually a few more switches and things you can control that lighting appropriately. The other thing I'd point out is right above those switches, that is in-floor heat, and that's a pretty popular feature for a lot of people these days, especially when they go with the tile floor. So just makes it nice coming out of the shower or the tub or in the morning.
Yes, pets love it too. All right. Well, in that case, I'm going to turn it back to Jen for just a moment. She's going to tell you a little bit about the next project we're going to take a look at. Go ahead, Jen.
5 by 10 bathroom. Can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
Yeah.
Okay,
I
sorry.
think I lost you for a minute.
Sorry, my internet cut out.
No
Okay.
worries.
So this was a typical 5 by 10 bathroom in an Edina home built in the 50s. It had the pink faucet and toilet. I'm not faucet, I'm sorry, vanity, sink and toilet. It had all of those pink features with that crazy tile. And she really just wanted to get it more updated. She wanted kind of a timeless look. This was a secondary project for this client, so we actually did a kitchen remodel at the same time, and we planned both projects at the same time, which I found was really nice, and sometimes people find it to be very convenient. She wanted a taller vanity, and she wanted to get as much natural light into that space as possible while still having some privacy. So here we are.
Great. So in this particular case, I do want to mention that I'm only showing you one floor plan instead of a before and after, because very often in these 5 by 10 or 5 by 8 bathrooms that almost all of us have in our homes, the space plan doesn't really change very much. The vanity might change by a few inches or so, but ultimately most of the fixtures are going to stay in that same location. So the selections are a big thing to take a look at in these projects, and also the different ways we can use cabinetry to provide storage for our clients. So I'm going to give you a look at what we did at this one. All right, so there's that Pepto pink. It was expansive. We had a pink floor, pink tub. She changed out the pink toilet, so we were working with a white toilet. But yes, that pink tile was everywhere, and she'd about had enough of that. So we, again, kept that floor plan in a really similar layout, but really added a lot of function with new cabinetry and finishes. As you can see in the after photo here, A deeper modern tub in that same amount of space really provides a more luxurious bathing experience. We've made the shower head taller as well, so that's really nice to accommodate, you know, taller. She has a teenage son who uses this bathroom. I'm sure he very much appreciates that taller shower head. And again, the functionality in bathroom storage, from drawers to custom pullouts, really, you know, every inch is important. One big design feature I'll mention on this particular plan is you'll see here this, the ceiling was flat before, but this home is really unique. It has vaulted ceilings with beams throughout the entire main level, all open and vaulted. And in the kitchen, we maintained all, when we remodeled, like Jen mentioned, we maintained all that original ceiling. It's just gorgeous. And when we took the ceiling down in here, we realized, well, heck, we could make this space vaulted as well and really make it feel so much more spacious. So we actually installed new paneling, but really to complement the rest of the existing main level. And that went a really long way in making this compact bathroom feel much bigger. We did opt to keep the ceiling flat in the shower, and that's mostly just to accommodate, you know, a really functional light and fan, make sure that we're, you know, maintaining our moisture in the space well. And then the window itself was changed out to a different style. It's more of a transom style where it's up high and a little bit shorter, so you're still getting that great natural light. But as you can see, she kind of, or can kind of see over here, she had kind of a shower curtain over the window because in her little Edina neighborhood, she didn't want the neighbors to be able to, you know, see what was not meant to be seen.
Well put.
Yes, I'm like, how can I phrase that? And once again, even in this small bathroom, we love our custom niches. In this particular plan, we did two kind of tall vertical styled niches with a couple shelves. We always want to avoid putting those storage niches on an exterior wall because it really is important to, of course, in Minnesota, maintain the insulation that exists in that wall. So we're always trying to come up with clever ways of getting those niches framed in somewhere where it's going to be really functional for use. And I think this is a great example of that. Do you guys have any questions about this before and after?
It's just
Jamie, talk a little
beautiful.
bit about the lights there, the wall sconces. They look pretty interesting, and they're on the wall rather than above the mirror.
Yes, absolutely. So with our gained ceiling height in this particular plan, we really wanted to take advantage of that height to make the space feel kind of long and lean, as they say. And so we did that by, you know, making the mirror extra tall, you know, flanking it with our beautiful mosaic tile on either side, and doing those tall lights left and right. In this particular design, a ceiling light probably wouldn't be particularly functional because of that vault. And so doing two really functional lights left and right of that mirror is going to provide really nice light right on your face, keeping it really nice and even. And again, function is the most important in bathrooms. So I hear myself saying function over and over and over, so forgive me, but that's the name of the game. Thank you, Bjorn. What else you got?
Oh, we can come up with stuff.
Anybody notice in the photo that there's no faucet in the pink bathroom?
Yeah.
That's what this remodel started with. So it started with there's no faucet, and then we did the kitchen. So it was leaking.
Oh,
I forced her to do that remodel.
yeah.
All right. Well, Bjorn, I think maybe you would like to talk a little bit about our virtual design process.
Sure. Thanks, Jamie. And just, I'll say a few words on how we work in our design development and when Jamie and Sharon grabs a hold of the design development process and helps you through it. Right now, the big word, obviously, for everyone in our industry is virtual. But I will say just a couple words, the things we do normally in any time period is that we use a three-dimensional architectural design software. And this is how we help bring to life the different spaces and show you the things that Jamie and Sharon are working with. So right now on this page, for example, you do see three very specifically different scenarios. And that kind of speaks to our unique process. Some of the ways that we're unique is in our design development process, because we do not just design one plan. And in this particular case, Jamie has represented the bathroom in three different ways to kind of look at the world. Three different ways of meeting the wish list items that our client had in pretty interesting and unique ways. And that helps us to drive the absolutely best plan for the right investment level that will serve our clients. So as you can imagine, these three different scenarios, they have different price ranges. So by showing the different possibilities, we also help to show what's possible for what investment range. And not only do we take care of these virtually now that we're sheltering in place, we also, once we have the space plan and the working plan agreed upon, so let's say this example would have taken the best of the three plans and created a hybrid plan, which would be the working plan that we would have marched forward with. And once we have the space plan, then we get into the actual finished material selections, where we take care of appointing the space exactly. So for instance, period appropriate, depending on the type of property we're in, the different fixtures that would be considered the jewelry of your plan get selected. And this is a way for Jamie and Sharon to share that with you. They pull from their recommendations of how they view your space based on your wish list and put things in front of you so that you can react to it. And then if we're really talking about some key things that require a see, touch, and feel experience, we actually ship that to you to your house so that you can sit at your couch and look at the picture and at the same time feel the product. There's always a few of those things, products that are super important, and we want to make sure that you feel that you know exactly what's coming into your home. So this is how we do it. If you see this slide, you see actually a cabinetry door style above, you see countertop, and you see floor material. And all of these are put in front of you so that get your feedback and guide us towards what the end result will be. I'm going to throw it back to you, Jamie.
All right, so this is actually a project or a slide that I borrowed from a project that I'm working on right now, and we're selecting the whole thing virtually, and it's been really great. So like this tile, for example, and this countertop, these are, like Bjorn said, these are samples that I was able to have shipped right to the homeowner. So we're looking at pictures of them all together and seeing how great they work together, but my clients have it in their hands to really be able to see it with their woodwork and in their lighting, and it's going great. So definitely don't feel too much hesitation to keep dreaming about that remodel project. No better time than when we're hanging out at home so much. So
It's nice to have something to look forward to.
yeah, absolutely.
Great. All right. Well, thank you all for attending. We really appreciate it. If you are considering a project now or in the future, Bjorn and I would really like the opportunity to learn more about it. We'd like to tell you a little bit more about our process, and maybe we could work together. So we are right now doing virtual consultations, like we're doing this meeting here, which is really fun and convenient. Sometimes people are able to send us some photos ahead of time or send us a brief video. They write a list of needs, wishes, and wants down, and then we really just discuss those and see how we can help you. From there, we give you a realistic budget range. And then if you decide that we're the right team for you, you start to work with one of our amazing designers like Jamie.